Hello, America. This is Triple M reporting, and welcome back to another episode of the Bickering Gamers. Today's topic is the ESRB.
No, keep going.
Yay!
Go ahead. Oh, I want you to get this out of your system. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
You did a great job there.
All right, then.
Yes, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of the Bickering Gamers.
Hola, mi amigos.
Yeah, True Darkness is being a dick something, and
True Darkness also went to Spanish class today.
yeah.
No, I didn't. I don't even go to school anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, also I'm here.
Narrow 102 is with us again today.
Yes, it is.
Finally.
Alrighty. So, yes, today we're talking about the ESRB because nobody remembers who they are. What's that?
You know,
they're on every box.
Yeah, you ever
but you don't pay attention.
You ever see that?
No one pays attention to that.
Oh, yeah. That's,
You ever see that little black and white box at the bottom left-hand corner of the front of your game case? Well, here's the thing.
The game
That
itself.
you clearly don't pay attention to.
Yeah, and on the game itself.
That's why 10-year-olds have
When I changed it to V.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
shit. Can I just say something?
Go right ahead.
That pisses me
Do
off
it, 'cause
more
this is
than
what the
anything.
video's about.
That pisses me off more than anything. Like, how the hell are they getting these games?
Because parents don't want to be parents.
No, parents want
I've never had
to.
a
Since
maternity
parents
room in my
can't
family.
control their children from birth, and they want to use the television and the media as babysitting services, they don't want their children being exposed to the real world. And
Yet they do that crap.
Yeah, and what happens in turn is that the businesses cave in to that liberal science, and
Right.
they want to rate the games and saying, "Oh, you can't play it if you're under this
Look,
age."
I
Now-
respect the ESRB.
And you-
I want to get this straight right now. The ESRB is a good thing. It was made when Mortal Kombat came out.
Yeah.
And they banned Mortal Kombat back from a while, but when it came back, they decided we have to do something about this. So they made companies rate their games. The problem with that is
Mortal Kombat wasn't
it's not
the only
it's not
thing.
the only thing, but it's the
really
it was the ringleader of,
yeah,
of the
but
thing.
the one that really did it was a game called Night Trap,
Oh yeah.
which was
Yeah,
at the
I know
time
about that.
very scandalous. But
God of War came
nowadays, it's
it's not a big deal.
really fucking tame.
But
So-
you know what it is? It's like the problem with that was when they first made those game companies rate their own games is they were all different systems. You really had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like there was K to A for kids to adults. There was rated E for everyone. There was rated kids. There was rated E. There was rated 10.
There's no more rated.
There was rated under 18. You had no idea what the fuck
Yeah.
was it.
Rated M for mature.
No, that didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they for a while it was confused and jumbled. That's why Conker's Bad Fur Day got into many kids' hands because it was rated. What does K to A mean? K to adult. So anyone can have this game, adults and kids. So perfect. What's this mean? Adults only. Oh, I guess it's like K to A. And like it was that confusing thing. It was confusion. It was all and in the
It
end,
didn't help the fact that with Conker's Bad Fur Day, didn't really help the fact that
Rare
Conker
made it.
was
yeah.
and that Conker was already established as a kid's game character, and then they decided, oh, let's make him into an adult game character.
It was stuff like that that made the
Character.
ESRB, and the ESRB was just okay. From now on, your games are going to be looked at by one group of people, and they're going to have their system that everyone can understand. And they did a great job. There is rated K for kids, rated E for everyone, rated E 10 and up. If you're as long as you're over 10, you can play this. Rated teen. Everyone who has the maturity of a teenager and up. Rated mature, where you have to be over 18, no
17,
exception.
Yeah.
Rated-
Now it's 18. It used to be
No,
17.
17
rated A
still.
for adult. That
I don't know. It depends on the
It's,
state.
like
it's
one of the
17
most
still.
unused ones.
I look at the box. All the rated M games say 17 plus.
Then there's
Yeah,
rated.
it's like when you go to
Then there's rated AO, which we talked about already, illegal in many countries, which you have to be over 21. It was just, it's a very clear system.
For adults only.
Yes, I want to make this very clear. The ESRB is a great company. They do a good thing. Here's why we wanted to do this today, because we have always noticed this. Everyone forgets they exist. With all these arguments of the fact that video games make kids violent, okay, here's the thing. First of all, that is now disproven. The
U.S. government had to spend millions of dollars of time and money, right, to waste scientists' time when they could have been solving other things to finally get them to actually say. Only in the end, the government wanted them to prove that violence is caused by video games, but apparently the money that was spent, that was wasted, the scientists actually found out, hey, the violent video games don't cause violence in teenagers.
In fact,
what they did find out was
actually deters violence.
Yes.
It gives them it gives kids a medium.
It wasn't such a waste of time. They found out some really cool things recently. Video game
could be therapeutic for violent behavior.
No.
It goes deeper than that. It actually helps develop the human mind.
I know, but I'm saying it was a waste of time for what the subject matter was supposed to be about.
I know.
They wanted. No,
I know.
people,
But good came out of it.
Guys, volume.
Like
My parents are upstairs.
All right. Like you're doing anything. Oh wait, you're supposed to be recording a video with us, except you're playing a video game on your phone.
The gears, by the way.
But anyway, there was good that came out of it. Video games have proven to give people hand-eye coordination. We always knew that, but they also discovered that video games will give a person advanced memory, advanced. They'll be able to. What's the word? They'll be able to be more independent and multitask.
Wait, can I just say something?
Wait,
where have I heard this before? Isn't this the same stuff that we have been saying all this time?
Yeah, it was. Not that. It's just they discovered that the human mind does develop differently.
No, apparently now it's legitimate because now science backs us up now.
Yeah, their problem solving increases. People are more strategic, and you know what? That actually hit me because one thing my mom always said, my dad and I. Was we always remembered everything. Like if we can quote things from movies and shows word for word.
Yep.
And now when I heard that sound, I'm like, wow, that really hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Like, that must be a fact because I have personal experience with that.
Yes, we all do. We all do.
Hopefully, all these
You can look at the old home videos of me when I was a kid. I used to be able to recite the whole movie of Liar Liar. Mm-hmm. Now, whenever I put it on, I can recite every single word that's said from each character's mouth.
But yeah, generally, the ESR. The reason I say this is because I actually wrote an article about this once a long time ago. The idea was. It was before they made the discovery, of course. I was saying, I was making the argument: does video games really ruin people? And look, if you're mentally unstable, don't give them a game where they're shooting people. That's just feeding your impulse.
No,
but here's the thing. This was the basis here. People need to be responsible. A guardian of a certain person, whether an adult with problems or a child, need to be responsible. And guess what? That's why the ESRB is here. It makes it easier for you. You don't have to look through the entire game, do so much research. You can just go on your thing. Oh, it's rated E, so my kid can have it.
Yes.
It's that simple. Even if it's rated T, my kid's 12. It's close enough.
But Billy,
sometimes people do get this and they don't care.
But Billy, you would be.
They're not responsible.
But Billy, you would be assuming on the basis that parents are responsible for their children.
Yes.
But in today's society, parents don't need to be responsible for the children. They have the government and the media for that.
And Judy.
Oh, here we go.
Mad military man, everybody.
Don't get me started because you know I'm.
We won't.
Listen,
let's just go on with. Let's go on the matter at hand.
We're moving on.
Let's keep the train rolling. We don't need that hobo. We want to keep the hobo from rolling and tumbling. We'll close the door.
You're funny.
Yeah.
But you guys got to agree. The point is.
No, yeah, I know.
Listen, parents need to be responsible.
Look,
okay.
First it was parents. Look, here it is. Here's the thing. It has to do with parents, definitely, but the reason why this whole argument came in the first place with kids making, video games make kids violent, that is all a ploy. Every time you heard that, it was always a politician who, under his jurisdiction, something happened, and he said, video games
Well done, Mayor Quimby.
Yeah, Quimby was a big one of that. Video games did it. I didn't do it. I have nothing to do with it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was your education system. The fact that you can't, our economy's down. You ever think about that?
After all these years, it's going to be a touchy subject.
It is going to be a touchy subject.
There's the Columbine massacre. They blamed that on video games too. They blamed.
No, that's disrespectful.
That's
because
of Doom. No. Because they had a copy of Doom.
No.
Kids were playing the two kids
that is disrespectful to the families who lost their loved ones. That is disrespectful. To say that it was not an act of crazy, insane violence, but to say that they got it from a video game, that is so disrespectful. Okay.
These two were messed up for years.
The people need to friggin' wake up and smell the coffee. These people were crazy and they shot people. Okay. Now it's not to say that.
In all honesty, they were contemplating this for like a year at least. So the claim that video games
were a cause.
Listen, America. Listen, these liberal assholes need to wake up and say and take responsibility. Okay.
Let's not make this a huge political.
Yeah,
thing.
No, it's not.
make
It's
it a
not.
political
It's
thing.
not politics. Liberal. I don't mean liberal as in politics.
Oh,
If
you mean like the philosophy? Of
I mean, everyone needs to do it for me. I don't want to raise my kids. Let someone else do it for me. Okay. It's disrespect, and especially when they try to apply it to like shootings and massacres. Stop doing that. First of all, it is very disrespectful, and two, it's not true.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just
Buck
placing
up.
blame on.
Buck up.
Yeah.
Buck up. Take responsibility for your own children, or if you are. And I hate to say it, but you know what? I'm going to say it. If you're not meant to play those video games because you're psychologically unsound, you should not be playing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yep.
where the ESRB
Because you ruin it
comes
for
in.
everyone else.
Yeah, the ESRB comes in there. That's what I don't. It always crossed my mind because I'm thinking, wait a minute. They make this organization for the sole purpose of being more responsible with who plays what.
Yeah.
Like, let's say someone is squeamish or someone has anxiety problems. Would you play a rated M game? No, because that most likely has to do with very traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a game. Maybe it's a horror game. Would you play that? No. You'll look at the box. The ESRB will say contents include bloody gore, horror, suspense, and you'll say, oh. Well, I'm not going to touch this one because that's going to really act
But
me
the
up.
thing is, people are stupid and they'll do it anyway. It's like, oh, I just got my leg cut off. What am I going to do next? I'm going to stand next to this wood chipper. You know, they're stupid. They really are stupid.
It's just
And it ruins it for everyone else, and everyone else has to bend and and everyone's life has to become harder just because some stupid prick doesn't know how to follow directions.
right. But that's just the bottom line here. When you have the ESRB, it's like people. Something I've learned. I haven't lived that long. I've lived for 21 years now, and I can tell you this: people. The one thing I've learned about people is they forget very easily.
Mm-hmm.
They start these kind of fights when they realize is, hey, didn't you guys make a solution to the same problem you're saying now years ago in the 90s with the ESRB? Because that's what you do. If you see your kid says, "Oh, mommy, I want this game," because maybe he doesn't know about the game. Maybe he liked the cover. She'll just say, "Okay, let me take a look here." She turns it around, or maybe it's in front of there. She says, "Oh, I don't know. This is rated T." And who knows? Maybe he's a very mature, bright kid.
Yeah.
He says, "You know what? This doesn't have blood in it. It doesn't have violence. Maybe you can handle this kind of content." So there you go. It's very simple. They do this with movies.
Yeah.
Why can't they do this with games?
You get carded if you want to see an R-rated movie.
Well, some game stores are like that too. Like game stores will card you, but the thing is,
They won't
Yeah.
let you
Yeah, they
sell
will.
games if you don't have an ID.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
And
ridiculous.
those are the good
I mean, we're
ones.
just selling.
But I remember a long time ago in my mall, we had one of these. We had this thing called the matinee.
Yeah.
They did
I
that.
remember
That's where
that.
That's where kids got their M-rated games. They did not ID. I remember.
In the mall. It was in the Staten Island
It was in
Mall.
the Staten Island Mall.
Yeah, Saturday matinee.
I
I loved that.
That place was cool. And that's where you found good stuff too. But the bottom line was, I'll never forget that story. 'Cause
And they always
Yeah,
had the-
I watched
and they always
kids
had the
run
adult
out
section
with
in the
their
back of the-
GTA Vice City back then.
Yeah, and their Playboy penthouse DVDs.
That's,
yeah,
Gee,
I always remember
I wonder what happened to that store.
They had
it's
in the-
out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like the only thing that was separating that was like a black.
Yeah.
Disc.
Yeah.
This thing-
Hey, I wonder what's behind this thing. Doink. Yoink. Whoa!
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, hotness. Hotness, I want to be. Okay, here's to all you guys.
Yeah.
We are the most
People in the world.
Okay.
No, it's on the interwebs.
Tyler, that's your remix. That's why you have to sing it directly after we sing that one.
Look at him, he's wide and nerdy.
They see me rolling. They
I hold down the R button and turn the analog stick.
Oh God.
Okay,
I'm
so
nerdy.
This is
the
what-
extreme water.
That's actually a joke I was making on 1,000 Year
Yeah.
War,
I didn't
and
catch-
you didn't
I
get
actually
that.
didn't catch that until I edited that video
You know-
at home.
You know that's a. I have to
It's
say,
like oldie
do you
but
see
goodie.
what? But
Yes.
then again, look at this. Use that store as an example. Don't you see what happens when? I mean, I'm not saying we need restrictions. I'm saying like, don't you see like what can happen as a result of people who don't want to follow the rules?
And you know what? You know what? Something we play. We're talking about Paper Mario. That's an E-rated game, and it really shows a lot about what everyone means because we're laughing, having a good time with
Yeah.
that game. And you know what? It's like that is something I want to talk about too with this video. I can't stand people that instead of using the ratings in ESRB as a way of telling them if they can handle the content of the game or not, they see it as a way of what kind of person plays that game, and I think that's really incorrect.
There's
a stereotype to each rating, and I think that's really
they say that.
incorrect.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they say that mature people, if it's rated M, then only adults play it. That is not true. Do you guys remember the game Turok?
Yeah.
I remember Turok. Oh my god.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that game was rated M for mature, was it not?
It was.
You know when I got that game? I got it for Christmas when I was 12. I think.
Honestly, I didn't even know about the ESRB rating until I was like 13.
That's because parents usually handle it.
And even since then, I always had like at most rated T for teen. That was the worst. I never had a mature game.
Yeah, my mom used to let me
until I
have,
bought them myself.
My mom used to let me have T games. She never let me have M games. I mean, I have a couple M games now, but only really I'm not usually interested in M games because the thing is, I think
What's new about it? You know what I mean?
Here's the thing that's a good segue here. What I'm talking about when I'm saying everyone uses the ratings as a stereotype.
Yeah.
I think developers do that too because I find that a lot of M games these days I'm just not interested in because all it is just saying, yeah, you guys are mature, so we're going to give you sex and blood and violence. And it's just
mature games are just... Listen.
No, I like a mature game if it's an interesting game, but a lot of times I just find it's not.
It's just a bunch of money, sex, and blood.
It's just an easy way to cash in, you know? Like it's like one of those impulse games. You just want to give in to...
Yeah, I know.
But it's like...
But you know what?
I'm sorry, but when you see tits on the cover... What do you not want to do?
But I play rated E games. And I have fun with them.
You notice how Paper Mario is a rated E game, right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Look at the content of that game. Come on, you like the word scum is in it, like scumbag. You know,
the word jerk is
back
in
then,
SpongeBob.
back then that would have been considered.
I got a few choice words for you, like
First of all-
and R.
Now this could be
jerk.
Now getting more constrained. Either you get more constrained or you get more like liberal in the giving out of the games. But the thing is, back then it would have probably been considered rated T at least.
Yeah.
For the word scumbag.
Well, you know,
it's just like now, like in movies, if there is a smoking scene, even if it's like a kid's like video movie, but if they show a scene, even if it's not significant, if they show a scene where someone is smoking, it has to be rated PG-13 at least.
Really?
Yes. Yep. That's actually the law. It doesn't always happen, but it is the law.
Well, it depends on the time frame too. Like the perfect example is Earthbound. Earthbound on the Wii U Virtual Console is rated T for teen. On my Super Nintendo cartridge, it says rated E. There's a reason for that. When that game came out, kids bought it and it just went over their head. But in this day and age where nothing's censored anymore, they had to rate it T because that game had a lot of subliminal messages. But that was the point of the story. It was supposed to be a little boy in his delusional... Like, in reality, Earthbound's about a little boy in his delusional quest of nothing. He's running away from his home, finding other runaways, and they're going around the world only to find themselves back home after they battle the evils of their mind. And meanwhile, they find police brutality on it.
Drugs.
They find they find little girls being kidnapped by strange cult men in Tucson. They find a prostitute, the woman in the hotel in Threed, that pulls you in to get knocked in the head and abducted underground in a cemetery. Then you're in Summers where you get taken to a club, drink coffee, and hallucinate, and then you're in I can go on and on with this. That's why nowadays they rated it T, and because they realize, hey, wait a minute, kids wouldn't have seen that back then, but in this day and age, they will see that content.
Yeah.
Because and that's just the thing. That's why
that awkward moment when you realize Puff the Magic Dragon isn't the magical dragon that lives by the sea.
Yeah.
You know? That's what
much.
it is.
Yeah, pretty much. And there it is, right there in the blank in your face.
Yep.
ESRB, black label in the borders where you see ESRB.
Yep.
White middle, so they're very clear and highlighted. Rated big letter. I'm gonna give a stupid example. Like Melee. Melee has an interesting one. Melee is T for cartoon violence, for violent situations. I forgot exactly. I'm just trying to do this off the top of my head, but yeah, that's a thing. Twilight Princess. Everyone says to this day, when they re-release, they never did it for some reason, but when they re-release Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, don't make that rated E anymore, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
In the original, I think
There's
they
some
had
creepy
Shadow
stuff.
Ganon coughing up blood.
Yeah, there's
And
creepy
they had
stuff.
to retexture it to green.
They always do that crap. In fact,
And they made
That
the
started.
Wii-
That started when
Wii port to it.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat converted blood to sweat.
yeah, but you know. But yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes it just gets out of hand. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. It was actually very recent. I was online, and I was being an adult buying this game that was good for me, and then this mother in front of me was debating whether or not to get this for a kid. And I'm not eavesdropping. She's just there looking at this game, looking at her son. The son's fighting with her. It's like, be a parent. She's thinking, and she's thinking, you know, everyone else has this game. My son should have one too, because then he's not going to be. Why don't you be a parent and say, no, I'm not going to let you. I don't like when I was a kid. My mom used to say, I don't care what other people have.
I know.
You're not having.
Yeah, I
it.
know.
I
We
have
grew up
that
in a
too.
different. Yeah, but when we were kids, it was a different time, Billy.
Yeah, but the point that's just.
Honestly, my
honestly,
older
it
brother
just proves
always
my
makes
point.
always makes his argument saying, "All my friends have," and I said, I never thought I'd say this in my life. But
Yeah.
I looked
You know
him
what, as
right
you
in the
get
eye and
older-
says, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you follow them?
If it's
I know. I know. It's like
never thought
I know.
that-
You don't. But here's the
No.
thing: when we grew up, it was you had to respect your elders. Now it's the elders have to respect the
Respect.
freedom and the expression of the children. Bullshit.
yeah, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Bullshit.
sorry, but get the out of here.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
That because the only
Hey kid,
reason we
you're
know.
a rotten, spoiled kid. You're not going to get that game. That's what you say.
The thing is, the only reason we know right from wrong
Is because we
came
came from that background. Yes, we were taught discipline.
It's not censorship and telling people what to do. It's discipline. It's telling you,
Yes.
listen, this will make you a
Listen,
better person.
there's one
down
thing
the
to be
road.
disciplined and there's one thing to be censored. Censored means you don't want them living in the outside. The censoring is when you don't want them. It's when you don't want them to grow up. Okay, but this is it involves discipline. All right, the parents are gonna say, "Hey, wait a second. This has blood, sex, and gore. I'm not gonna allow my 7-year-old child to have this game." Okay, or
I'm looking at
or
you,
should-
God of War fan base.
or should I say,
Definitely.
oh my child, he's really annoying. I'm kind of second guessing myself.
Actually-
You know what? I'm gonna let my child be free to express himself. I'll get him the game. No, you're a parent.
hell outta
You're a
here.
parent. Be a responsible parent and tell the kid to shut the fuck up and eat his
I actually
ice cream.
I
wanna know what's messed up?
actually said that. I was
What?
in GameStop last week, and
Oh, he
this
speaks.
woman, yeah, this woman is actually a very similar situation to you, Billy.
Was she hot?
No,
That's
she
a good
wasn't.
question. That's a good
She
question.
wasn't actually.
That's a very plot
all right.
question.
Okay.
She wasn't. So
Plot
she's
point
like,
question.
should I get my son this game? Here's the thing, though. Unlike Billy here, I actually said, no, you shouldn't get him that game for such and such reason. Instead, you should get him this game. It's better for him, and it'll help him develop.
Yeah.
You know, I really gotta tell. I really gotta.
And I actually played this game, and it's pretty fun.
Let me ask.
You want to know something that's messed up? I don't know why, but I always thought it was these kind of people who were very hypocritical. They would get the kids these games, yet they say that they'd be the same people
Yeah.
that say
Video games cause violence. That's right.
make you.
You know what?
Make
That's
you
right.
violent.
Because they're not responsible.
all video games.
That's the thing. They're not responsible. They don't want to raise their children. They don't want to raise their children properly in the fact that they don't want to tell the child no to get that M-rated game, and they're not responsible adults by not wanting to raise their kids in letting
General.
the TV, the media, and the government raise their kids.
But that's the reason why the ESRB have been forgotten. It's that argument.
Exactly.
If they want to make that
Exactly.
argument. Video games make kids violent. That argument made the ESRB look very small.
And here's the
But
problem,
here's
though.
the thing: they should look very big. In fact, they should be. Honestly, I know this sounds the stupidest thing ever, but maybe ESRB should start doing commercials for themselves. And maybe they should start advertising a little
would-
more.
I know.
That would help.
I mean, in this
they need to be
day
a
and age,
big
that-
entity. They need to be, hey, remember us? Because that argument threw them out the window.
Remember-
Honestly,
John
in
does.
this day and age, that would actually be a good thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
A good thing,
Because-
considering that everything's
Listen,
commercialized.
listen.
Like,
Everyone knows.
in 30 years, it'll be.
Of course,
it'll
because-
be like in Futurama.
Of-
Our dreams will be
Of course,
commercialized.
of course, you remember.
That's a good one.
Of course, you.
Thank you.
Of course, you know about the friggin' FCC because of what? The little black bar.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So,
But that's the thing. It's like
Those fellas
that's
have to
that's why the
forget.
that's why the
I had to,
ESRB everyone has to. That's why the ESRB were forgotten.
Yeah.
Because they had to make the argument. Because the second someone says you should have been playing that game, and the kid will say, "My mom bought it. There's a warning on there. Get at me."
Sorry.
yeah.
The kid wouldn't say "get at me," but yeah, that's
Actually,
I
today,
can't-
no, today's kids would say a lot worse.
You're right. I'm
you
just an
said-
old
No,
man out of
you
touch.
said get at me, fucker.
Yeah, they'll actually add the word fucker.
You're right.
And if they're above,
No, they'll say,
that-
shut
that's,
the fuck
and
up.
that's only if they're below. They'll add the word fucker if they're below 10 years old.
Get
If
a fuck
they're
out.
above 10 years old, then they'll add a lot more.
Get off my property. I'm a rich fucker.
Yeah, no.
Yo, get the fuck off my lawn, you fucking old man. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking black ass shit.
I'm just an old man out of touch right now.
And
with
honestly,
keys.
the thing is, although I hate to say this, it's gonna cost. If people don't listen to this ESRB rating, it's gonna cause all this bad shit. All this bad shit, and a good section of what people say against video games will eventually come true if they don't listen. Because you,
Yep.
Mr. Mad Military Man,
Ooh.
have told me this many times before, how people in your platoon always said shit about saying, "Oh, I joined the military because I'm like great at
Call of Duty. Yeah,
and all the
yeah. They want to
all this
join.
shit.
They
I
want to
got 40
join.
kills in Call of Duty, and
Yeah.
you give them a
Oh yeah.
reality check.
I give them. And you know what? It's really funny when that happens. 98% of the people who do that don't want to join after I speak to them because they realize, first of all, it's not all like that, and when it is, it's not at all like that.
Yeah.
Can't
Okay.
come back to life.
You can't come back to life. Okay, and quite honestly, to quote was it Billy Joel? "'Tis a sign of the times."
I think so. I don't
To
know.
quote
I think so.
and
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
to quote another famous guy, Tom Sizemore, as Sergeant Horvath from Saving Private Ryan,
Oh, good
it's
idea.
enough to make you old.
It's funny though.
Takes my drink,
because-
lowers drink.
Yep.
Because
Interstate
last
drive.
week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, these kids were saying the same exact thing that you said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join when I get older. I'm gonna join the military because I always get these kill streaks in Call of Duty and blah 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 blah. And I said
Listen,
the kid's 18 years old, so I'm like, you know what? Let me give him a bit of a reality check. I said, here's the thing. You think you can join the army just because you can join the military?
Throw this rock at this stop sign.
Some shit. I bet you $20 you can't even take me down.
Oh,
3 seconds later, I had 2 of them in an arm, and 2 of them in
listen,
the neck guards, and
yeah.
I'm kicking the other one in the shins.
listen, Brick House. That's not fair.
It's fucking 5 kids against 1.
no. Listen, but he's got a point. He's got
He
a
does.
point.
He has a
The
point.
thing
A
is,
guy like me can take on 5 people at once. What do you think those one of those little shrimps gonna do against a guy
sure-
that's like twice my size?
I'm sure if you've seen the
Actually,
Bicker,
Jack.
I'm sure if you've seen our brilliant game on Call of Duty with the Bickering
Probably been a
gamers.
shame it's been a while.
I'm sure you've seen the Bickering Gamers Call of Duty episode, and if you haven't, look it up. But we touched upon this, and you know what? The ESRB can fall into this category as well because
you want to know why? Because these kids are playing a game that's not
Yeah.
good for them. And
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
gets them out of reality.
Yeah.
Because now they're putting so much investment in this,
Yeah.
into this thing that's much ahead
not to
of
mention
their age.
they're playing online with people who can't really. I mean, they're 6 years old and they're talking to. Otherwise, you would hope, mature adults, right? And they're, you know,
Sure, it's
Yeah.
actually not the case.
yeah,
It's
Because
broke.
guess what?
They're
I
just-
used to
they're
play the game.
We call
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
on Call of Duty.
yeah, that's
You
why I
are
said.
a funny man.
That's why I said.
I'm sorry, but
what you
I
would
get-
think.
we get-
we call them bro gamers.
Excuse my guys.
Yeah.
Excuse my French ahead of time, but this is all I hear. Yo, you motherfucking nigga, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, and these kids
Hear
are
that shit.
using
Young kids
the most.
older to adults.
They're
30
using
year
language.
adults.
These kids use language enough to make a sailor blush. All right, it's disgusting. And
Or what's worse, you can't even get a kill on them without them flipping out.
yeah, I know.
And all
yeah.
this can be avoided if their parents read the label on the box.
Thank you.
And-
Rated M for mature
And
means
with-
17
with that,
and up.
And with that, we're running out of time. So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys later. Have a
Even
good
though it should be 18. Bye, Gabbers.
Oh, Lord.
Triple M reporting out.
I'm on again. Yay.
This is True Darkness 100, and I'll see you next time for the next
Scoop.
episode of Pixel Mod.